This conference will now be recorded.
So what we can so here we can have a multi-node cluster.
Raman.
Yeah.
Hello, Raman.
Yes. Yes, Sanjay.
Sanjay here. No, what's happening these days is like when we create an instance on AWS. So
Yes.
when we are running it, and the next day when you're trying to run the
This
Raman, could you
conference
record?
will now be recorded.
Yes. So Vijay, Sanjay, Pawan, who is our other participant? Can you please help me? Pawan, Sanjay, Vijay, another one, Karthik,
Arun.
Arun.
Arun Ram.
Arun, please wait. Whether the mail of Arun is included? Yes, Arun, Friday. Okay. Yeah. So here what we are going to do, we are going to configure a Hadoop multi-node cluster. So in case of multi-node cluster, if your hardware has enough capabilities, you can create a name node, or you can create a standby name node. You can create a resource manager as a separate entity, and you can have multiple data nodes. Okay, minimum of 3 data nodes: data node 1, data node 2, and data node 3. Okay, so here each and every master need to be assigned a 2 GB of RAM memory, and each and every master need to be assigned with minimum 1 microprocessor. So if your system supports, if you have 8 core, 12 core processors, you can do this. Here what I am planning to do is, I am going to create a one machine as a master, under which I configure name node, a standby name node, and a resource manager. All the three is going to be configured: resource manager and the application master. All the four is going to be configured on this one machine, and I am going to launch a minimum of 2 data nodes. Okay, so according to this the specific, you can specify any number of data nodes, but here for this being I am having a hi-fi machine with 16 GB of RAM. Okay, so i7, I think i7 is assumed to be of 6 core microprocessors. Therefore, what I am going to do, so here I am going to have, if you are having a virtualization software, this is the thing. If you are going to do with the cloud, what you need to aware, you need to aware of the concept of VPC. Okay, else you try with this default VPC. Do you know VPC, virtual private cloud? How to launch a virtual private cloud, how to create a public subnet and private subnet, and to launch instances. Okay, you try with the default VPC, no issue. So here, if you are having a VMware or virtual box setup, this is the recommendation. So you create a node with the 2 microprocessor and 2 GB of RAM. Okay, and assign a minimum of 20 GB is enough. Okay, the default 20 GB is enough. So for the masters, and you use one microprocessor, at least 1 GB of RAM for your data nodes. One microprocessor and 1 GB. If you have 2 GB, enough for 2 GB, you can make it. So the underlying machine where you are creating your server need to minimum, it is mandatory to have 2 microprocessor and 2 GB of RAM. Okay, so if you have 8 GB of RAM in your machine, this is sufficient enough. You create the 3 virtual machines, each machine containing 2 GB of RAM, and you assign 2 microprocessor to your masters and 1 microprocessor each, and the remaining 2 microprocessor for your physical server. If your machine is i7 with the 16 GB, it is sufficient, it works fine. If it is i5 with 8 GB, what you can do, you try with, it will be 4 cores. You try with assigning 1 microprocessor and 1 GB of RAM for your master, that is for your underlying machine, physical server, and for your master and for your data nodes, you try to assign remaining 1 microprocessor and 1 GB of RAM. But it will be very slow. It will be very slow. Once again, I insist, if you have 1 microprocessor and 1 GB of RAM, it will be very slow. Okay. So this is the setup. If not, you can take it from a cloud. All the machines need to be under the same virtual private cloud. Okay, same VPC under the same subnet. So if you launch your machines on different subnet, it won't work here. Okay, everything needs to be under the same region and same availability zone. Okay. So this is the setup that I am going to go for. Okay, so yeah, master with the 2 data nodes. So that the replica number of replica you need to change is 2. In my document itself, we have the same thing. I have shared your document. Is it? That I will open the document that has been shared to you. To context. Here we are going to create 3 virtual machines. In this system, we are following the same. We are going to get 3 virtual machines. One is going to made as a master. Okay, that is name node, resource manager, and standby name node. Application master are going to be under this. And another 2 machines are going to be configured as data node plus node manager. Okay, the node manager and data node will run as a daemon on top of the data nodes. So here, this is the same thing for i3 and 4 GB of RAM. Assign 2 processor 1 GB of RAM for the master node and 1 processor 1 GB of RAM for the remaining slave nodes. Okay, it depends upon your processing. So here, the condition is that at least 2 processor and 2 GB of RAM we need left for the real machine to run. Real machine in sense the base physical server that you want. Okay. So here these are all the steps that we will discuss. The installation process we will discuss. So this is our master. Assume this is our master. Okay, assume the IP address is 192.100.10.1. You want to note down the correct IP address. Okay, I assume the IP addresses. So this is our slave data node 1 and data node 2. Okay, so let me see. First, what you need to do, you create a VM, VM1, VM2, and VM3 with the same operating system. The OS we are going to make use of it is Ubuntu. Okay, either Ubuntu 14 or Ubuntu 16 or Ubuntu 18 in terms of cloud. Okay, so first create 3 VMs, or in case of cloud, it is called as create 3 instances. So note down the IP address. Assume this IP address 192.110.2. This IP address 192.110.3. Okay, you create this. Step 2. What you need to do here? Assume that you created under home/Hadoop. The username home/Hadoop in all the 3 machines. The same username you want to create. It is not mandatory for our practice. You can make it. home/Hadoop. Okay, the username is same. The first command you want to make an update sudo apt-get update. Okay, let me start this with as the first command. Here too you want to issue this update. Here too you want to issue this update. 80%.
Raman, Sanjay here.
Yes, Sanjay.
Before creating this, do we not have to create a VPC?
No, you can here if you are going this thing that I am letting you know using virtual machine means you are assumed to be going to work with virtualization software. Even if you are going to work with this cloud, you can launch all these 3 machines with your default VPC. No need to worry about it. It can connect.
Okay.
Each and every user will be assigned a default VPC. In that VPC you can connect, but in the real time you want to create your own VPC. That is the reason why I asked this question. You are aware of VPC. If not, I want to take.
No. I'm aware of VPC, but just asking you. So do we have to create? Okay, no.
VPC and that you launched in the default VPC can be communicated among others.
Okay.
All in that VPC. Okay, so sudo apt-get update, sudo apt-get update. So we only 20 percentage that I will let you know what is the difference. Apart from that, all other things are same. Next, you need to install Java. Sudo apt-get install this openjdk -8-jdk. Here too, you want to install Java. So next step 3, you want to configure SSH server. Sudo apt-get install open SSH-server. Here too, you need to configure SSH server. Okay, SSH stands for secured cell, which is used to make communication between these two end systems through a tunnel-based security channel. And then this is the fourth important steps. Okay, then you install Java, you perform an update, you install Java, open SSH. Here you need to generate the key SSH-keygen. In this case, it will generate two keys. One is ID underscore RSA.pub and ID underscore RSA. So this is your public key K of Q. This is your private key K of R. Both the keys is meant for authentication. Okay. So here you want to
Uh,
generate a key.
Raman,
Yes. Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. I think this is where we have an issue, I guess, when we create an SSH ID RSA pub and when we're copying it over. I think that's when we have to change mode and give the permission. I think that's the reason
No.
when we are doing it the
Yeah.
next day, when we
Yeah. If you
that's the
follow
reason when we're doing the next key, the key the next day, that's when it doesn't let in because we haven't given the permission for this key.
the reason is, so here you might have here issued the sudo command. You should not have sudo for SSH keygen. Also because SSH keygen, if it is prefixed with sudo, it will generate a key for a root user. We are currently logged in as a normal user. That is the user is Hadoop user. So if that is the reason, if you issue SSH-key means this ID underscore RSA pub and ID underscore key will be used to authenticate the Hadoop user. If you use
Yep.
sudo before that, that may be the problem. If you have issued sudo, then only the execute permission won't be there. Sudo means it will be an authentication key for the root user, and where
Yep.
the key will be, it will be under the following folder. Under the root, you have a file generator ID underscore RSA.pub. In case of SSK
So
type,
does it automatically change the modify the file to 777 or 600 or whatever?
so here if you create using sudo only, you may face that problem. If not, if you create as SSH keygen, it won't create any problem. It will by default will have its permission. On all the permission that is there, you don't need to change it to N777. On all the default
Oh.
permission that it has is sufficient enough. The problem may be wrongly you might have issued the sudo command. In this case,
Okay.
it will take it as a root user. Then root user will have all permissions. Another user may
Mm-hmm.
have read permission or the permission may not be there. Under that
Mm-hmm.
circumstances, if we try to use, once again, the key that is generated is for root and the user that you are trying for is Hadoop. That is the reason it may not accept that key.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, these are all two
Okay.
lockers. One locker owned by Raman and another locker owned by Sanjay.
Mm-hmm.
So here, Raman need to place, Raman is given a key, a private key, KR of Raman. Sanjay also has a key, KR of Sanjay. So Raman's locker can be opened only by the Raman key. Okay, Sanjay's locker can be opened only by Sanjay's key. Is it? If I try to use Raman's key to open a Sanjay's locker, it won't work. The same thing. If we issue sudo, then the authentication key will be created for a root user. Whereas you are trying to log in as a normal user, that is your Hadoop user, and if you try to use this root user key, it won't accept. There is no this is execute level permissions. The permission itself, the key itself is completely different. So that is the reason why I insist you for the first time kindly follow the sequence of process and the same username and all set of activities that I am doing. One or two times if you do a practice, then you get a confidence, you know where to go for, then you can create on your own. Okay, you do follow what I am saying, it won't result in any error, I assure 100%. Okay, this may be the one area where you may get caught with some error because of since remaining all commands we need to prefix sudo. Forgettingly, you also type sudo for keygen. So that's the first you may happen. Okay, yes. So here ssk-keygen, here only you need to generate the key. Okay, to generate the key that is generated id underscore rsa dot pub need to be copied here. Okay, so here too you can generate, but that key here you execute this command ssk-key. Then only a folder under this home under Hadoop, a folder .ssh will be created. Okay, once you execute this ssk keygen, the folder will be created. So here what you want to do is, once you issue this ssk keygen, then you need to create a authorized underscore keys. For this authorized underscore keys, which authorized underscore keys that you are in need of is the key that is generated on your server alone need to be copied. The key that is generated on your server need to be copied here in all the locations. Okay, step 4, you generated the key. Here to step 4, you generated the key. Here to you have generated the key. Okay, next what you need to do, here you issue a command. Okay, sudo scp secured copy. You want to use this key /home/hadoop .ssh /id underscore rsa dot pub. Here you want to specify slash the same path /home/hadoop /.ssh. The name of the key is authorized underscore keys. Okay, this is what that we have so far did in single node. So you are creating a key file by name authorized underscore keys, which holds the copy of id underscore rsa dot pub. The thing is that the key that is generated, this command need to be executed. Okay, command number 5. The CP stands for secured copy. So this command need to be executed only on the master. Once again, the command 5 sudo scp hadoop home id underscore. Here I want to specify a username hadoop. Okay, at the IP address 192.100.10.2 colon, I need to specify this full path. That means the key that it is generated, a public key that is generated as the master, need to be copied under the key file by name authorized underscore keys in virtual machine 2 as well as virtual machine 3. Okay, you complete you /home/hadoop authorized underscore keys. Similarly, sudo scp home hadoop. This command need to be executed. Command number 5 need to be executed only on the computer that you created as a master. So here the user is same Hadoop user at the IP address 192.100.10.3 colon / you need to specify this. Okay, please make a note. The key you can create the SSH keygen in all the machines, doesn't matter, but the authorized underscore keys files should contain the public key that you generated under the master. And you can make a verification by simply typing from the master SSH, you specify the IP address. Okay, SSH, you can check 192.100.10.1. It need to make a connection. SSH 192.100.10.2, SSH 192.100.10.3. Even you can use SSH the username Hadoop at 192. Okay, both the thing will work. So for the first time only, it will prompt you whether the key need to be registered. You need to type yes. Then without asking password, it will connect with this. If it is, then the thing that you did so far is perfect. In our single node, what we did, simply we type SSH localhost. Okay, to check whether the key that is generated authorized underscore keys is working fine. Here, you need to specify SSH, the username of the machine, and the IP address of the machine. Okay, it tries to connect within the master, and you need to from the master. This command SSH command number 6 once again need to be executed only on the masters. From the master, it should able to connect with these two data nodes using the key without asking username and password. Please make a note. Okay, now next what you need to do, you want to install Hadoop. So these are all the changes that you did. Okay, then you need to install Hadoop in all the three machines. Next step 5 and step 6 need to be done here only. Okay, so next step 7, you need to wget Hadoop 2.x UR. So you need to execute this command in this machine and this machine also. Okay, so command 5 and 6 need to be executed only on the master, not on the data nodes. Please make it check. Creating authorized key files and checking using SSH need to be done only on the master. Okay, that there is a change in the configuration files. Okay, so up to this step is it okay? Then you will be having your configuration files. Under the configuration files, you need to do some changes. That's all. Okay, here you will be having assume that you downloaded Hadoop under home/Hadoop Hadoop 2.x. Okay, Hadoop hyphen 2.7.3 any version. Okay, it is your choice to design. Under which you have a etc folder. Under Hadoop, you will be having your configuration file. There is no change in core-site.xml. Okay, the file is the same. And then in terms of this hdfs-site.xml, here what you need to do in your master, you need here, this is a file in hdfs-site. Okay, core-site, you want to specify the same property. So instead of localhost, what you need to do here, you need to specify the corresponding IP address of the machine that you designated as the master. That is the IP address 192.100.10.1 need to be specified here. Okay, you need to specify the IP address of your master. IP address of name node. Okay, you need to replace it. That's all. So and in hdfs-site.xml, being it is a 2-node cluster, what you can do, so you can have 2 replica. dfs.replication, you need to make it as a 2. So if it is 3, you can make it as 3. And then you need to create a folder here, dfs.namenode.dir. Okay, dfs.datanode.dir. In this case, what you need to do, in your master, you need to have only dfs.namenode.dir. Okay, the dfs.datanode.dir directory need to be specified under the hdfs-site of slave machines. Okay, please make a note. In master machine, you need to do only the following configuration. You need to create only the master. Okay, the slave need not to be created. Let me delete it. You need to create only the master. Please make a note. Under hdfs-site, you create a temporary directory for name node. Under home, it is any location you can create. I assume that home, I create a folder, any name or name node, anything that you can create. Similarly, here you want to create a folder for data node and data. Yes, it is making sense. In hdfs- in your master machine hdfs-site, you need to create a temporary folder called name node for storing the name node information. And in your data node 1 and data node 2, You no need to create a name node folder. Here you need to create only a data node folder for storing data node related information. And there is no change in the mapred-site.xml. So in mapred-site.xml, once again the host name or IP address of your the resource manager here. So you make it as a or resource manager. Then it listens under the port number 54311. Since you can make it directly the IP address of resource manager. Okay, and then the mapred data framework is the same. Since in our example, all the three, the name node master, the name node, the secondary standby name node, and resource manager, all the three is going to be same master, that you can replace it with the same IP address. Okay, please make a note. Here, if you have different, here under mapred-site, you need to specify the IP address of your computer that you are going to act as the resource manager. And then mapred.framework.name, there is no other changes. Similarly, in yarn-site.xml itself, there is no other change here. In this case, instead of local host, what you need to specify, you want to specify the resource manager's IP address. Okay, here to yarn.resource-manager.scheduler, you want to specify once again the resource manager's IP address. Okay, yarn.resource-manager address, you need to specify the resource manager's IP address. All the three, the resource manager, scheduler, okay, everything that you need to specify the resource manager IP address. So under this is the change that you need to do under yarn-site.xml. Okay, so here being the IP address is the same for all the parameters files, you can make it as the master's IP address here. In the real time, you need to replace with the corresponding. And under the slaves, okay, under the slaves, what you need to do, it is another very important thing. So here the remaining files are same, the slaves, under the slaves file, here what you need to do, you need to, here we have masters and slaves. Okay, under the slaves, you need to specify the data node 1 and data node 2 IP address. Here you need to specify the data node 1 and data node 2's IP address. Here too, under the slaves file, data node 1 and data node 2's IP address. Under the slaves file, data node 1 and data node 2. So, but under the master, you won't have a master file. To create a master file, under the master file, what you need to have? You need to have the standby name node's IP address. Under the master's file, you need to have standby name node's IP address. Here, under the master files, there should not be anything. The master files need to be empty here. Okay, it should not contain anything. In slave node only, you need to have your data node's IP address. Please make a note. Under the slave nodes, okay, here the slave node of your server, you need to specify one by one IP address of the data node 1. And in Hadoop environment data case, the same thing. And in apart from that, you have a file, another file. Okay, under each and every user, you have a file. Okay, .basrc. Under .basrc, the same thing. You need to specify the Java home, Hadoop home, and all other things that we have already noted down. Okay, so these are all the things that you do in the master file. Okay, what are all the changes? You need to create a key under master, and you need to use the master's ID underscore RSA.pub key to generate a authorized underscore keys, and you need to copy the authorized underscore keys from the master to other data nodes, and you can verify by using sshch command. Okay, sshch from the master, You try to connect with data node 1, data node 2 and check if it is working perfect. The next thing, the changes we need to do in hdfs-site.xml. Here you need to create only for a name node, and here you need to create only for a data node. Okay, so you create a folder for name node and data node accordingly. Another thing, under the slaves file in all the three machines, the data node IP address. Whereas this is optional. If you have a secondary name node, then only you need to have this. That is, this is corresponding to 1.x. For your Hadoop 2.x, you won't have a master file. Okay, you won't have a byte master file. So if you have configured a secondary name node under the circumstances, that is optional, as I told, since there is no need to have a secondary name node. In certain scenario, they may have a secondary name node, okay, to make it more high availability. If not, no need to create this master file. If you have secondary name node configured, under this case, you can create a master. And if you created a master, the master file of your master computer, that is your name node or resource manager, in that only you need to specify the secondary name node's IP address. In the data node, if you have a master file, the master file need to be empty. It should not have any content. Okay, please make a note. These are all interview questions. These are all interview questions. Then apart from that, all other things are same. If everything is perfect, what you need to do? So you want to issue a format command. Okay, if all are perfect, then you issue a format command. Where you need to issue the format command from the masters. Move to the location. Okay, into the master. CD home under Hadoop under Hadoop -2.7.3. Okay, so from there you need to execute the format. All other things are same. Okay, now you can find under the data node you need to have only the value 2, since we have only 2. Okay, so here you can find under the HDFS, under the property tag, we have only dfs.datanode.dir. We no need to have dfs.namenode.name.dir. Please make a note, that is it. So under map rate, what you need? You need to have the IP address of your name node, not your name node, IP address of your resource manager. Okay. So similarly, all other things are same. Here you want to have the IP address of your resource manager. Port is different. Using the port, it will identify whether it is resource manager or another thing. Okay. So IP address of your resource manager. Yam.resource.tracker. So here, these are resource manager dot scheduler. You type the same address. Okay, IP address of home name dot resource manager. In this case, IP address are home node dot resource manager. So in this case, all the thing are master. Okay, the port alone will differ. Each and everything we will discuss. And then in the slave, IP address of the data node. And the pass RC. This is same for all nodes. In all the nodes, you need to specify the same thing in the .basrc file. After that, you can make a verification source.basrc file in all the machines. If it is perfect, this is an optional thing. Step 6 is optional. If you are going to use the host name, then only you need to make use of it. If you are going to use host name, then only it is needed. Yes, no need. Okay, please make a note.
So Raman, under slave, under data node, inside data node where the slaves folder is, so that's where we have to change, we have to key in the data node IP address as well.
Where? Please wait a while. Please wait. Yes, what is your question?
So so we have, like, in this case we have one name node and two data nodes. So inside data node where the slaves folder is, so do we have have to key in the data node IP address, right?
Yeah, in data node itself, you need to have your IP address of your data nodes.
Data
And
nodes. Okay, fine. That's it.
so, okay, so once again, these two steps are optional. Okay, etc host file and these two steps are optional. And the ECT host name also optional. You no need to go for this. Okay, so then you want to create the name node in the master node. You need to create a data node in the other slave node, as I told. And then the following steps need to be executed only on the master node. That is that thing that we have discussed, authorize underscore keys. Next step, what you need to do, move to the location and you issue a format command. You want to issue a format command from the name node. Automatically it will be formatted at the other data nodes. Okay. Navigate to the location and install bin slash Hadoop name node hyphen format. Please make a note. And this thing need to be done on the master. The format need to be done on the master. Automatically it will create a file system on data node 1 and data node 2. Okay. Bin slash Hadoop space name node hyphen format. Automatically it will create the file systems in data node 1 and data node 2. Then move to this SB and start the services. Simply issue start hyphen alt.sh. Once again, this need to be done on the master. Okay, start hyphen alt.sh need to be done on master. Automatically it will start the name node. It will start the data node 1. It will start the resource manager, that is your node manager 1. It will start name node. It will start the standby name node. It will start the resource manager, and then it will start data node 1 and node manager, and it will start data node 2 and node manager 2 automatically. When you issue this command on the master, automatically your data nodes will be started. You no need to issue a separate command for your data node. Okay, then everything is perfect. You can you can open a browser, the master's IP address, and you specify the port number 50,070, and it will show you all the details, how many data are there. Okay, similarly to stop all the services, the command need to be executed on master. Okay, automatically it will stop all the services. Now if you type JPS under the master, it will show only three things: name node, the secondary name node, that is your standby name node, and the resource manager. If you issue JPS command on your if you issue this JPS command on your data node, what it will do, it will show only the following thing. It will show the output data node and it will show the node manager. These two alone will be listed. JPS on data node 1 and you need to type JPS on data node 2. Okay, it will show you data node and node manager. Yes. Okay. This is the way by which you need to configure a multi-node. That's all. And then you can install Hive on one node and you can make use of it. So you try this installation. So you come up with, in case of any issues, you let me know. On tomorrow's session, we will go through. Okay, I will send you the document now. You try with this document. And then desktop, you have context multi-node.
Tomorrow class the same timing, right, Raman?
Yeah, what is the time that we can specify? Last we can have at the same time. 6:45 itself. No.
Okay. Okay, no worries.
You try, before that, you try this. Tomorrow we will be starting with so our Hadoop discussion. Uh, with respect to this Hadoop cluster, I think so we have configured as per as our curriculum 1.x, 2.x using virtualization cloud. Apache scoop on tomorrow. The data crawling method. How to configure scoop and how to configure this thing.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.